friends will buy my YouTube channel, so this might be a part of me saying what things have come to mind, and I'm probably gonna consider it that. Basically, I was watching a video, um, about someone talking about how they're the quiet kids in school, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, and then I thought, wait, what type of kid was I in school? Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, if I post videos or something, well, actually, it might not even be most of the time. When do I normally post? I don't know. Anyways, sometimes I know I post because I'm gonna post this, like when school is going on for others. So I'm homeschooled, but I wasn't always. From preschool until about third grade, I was not homeschooled. But I no, I stopped like at some point in third grade. I don't remember exactly when, but yeah, that I don't think I would have known what type of kid I was in school. So I am going to tell you a few of my school stories. They might be a bit embarrassing and stuff. I'm gonna tell you a few of them, and then I want you friends to tell me what type of kid I was at school because I don't know by just looking at my own stories, okay? I thought I might have been a teacher's pet or something, but I'm not 100% sure because like when I think of teacher's pet, I think of like saying, "Oh, you forgot to pass that homework and stuff." I never did any of that. I also don't think any of my teachers ever forgot to pass out homework. But anyways, um, we had so the first thing I'm gonna tell you, it's not that big of a deal. Um, I would actually consider myself being pretty helpful, but looking back at it now, I would be really embarrassed if I did that. So basically, I think I think it was in first, second, and third grade they did this. I don't quite remember, but they always had these different assigned roles. Like there would be someone as the line leader, etc. My favorite, and sometimes you just wouldn't have a role at all. Um, my favorite, and this might sound crazy because I hate cleaning now, was having to stay a bit, was like helping clean up. And I think you got a reward. They kind of like spun a wheel. I don't know if I remember this clearly because I was like, that was a while ago, but they spun something and it decided who got what role. And I remember being so excited when I got that. And they did it once a week, so like once a week it would change. I would remember getting so excited for this. And keep in mind, I had a friend there. She doesn't. I'm not saying any names, but for anyone. But I also don't think she knows my. I'm still not saying her name. She was probably the quietest kid in school, which is not a bad thing because I was kind of quiet. I don't know if I consider myself a quiet kid, like I said. I was friends with her. Uh, and we both didn't take the bus back. Our parents drove us, so she was waiting for me because um pretty much then she had two friends. Um, is it's kind of hard to communicate. She basically, yeah, she was very shy, but her I'm not gonna go much into details. That's her own personal business, but um, she had two friends. Um, Abby, which she has her own YouTube channel, so I can say her name. Um, she she was her friend back then, and me. Um, I did not take the bus, so neither did she. The friend that was a bit more shy. So anytime I got the role of staying to clean a bit, I would take it infinity amount. Like, I would stay like 10, 15, 20 minutes after school just cleaning up the thing. Like, I would clean up the floors, everything. And I would take so long to the point that the actual janitor came in and saw me. And I was just like, hi. Like, oh my, every time I got that. And now looking back at it, I feel so bad for her because she just stood there and waited for me that whole time. And I feel so bad for her now. And I'm sorry if you see this. I'm sorry. So yeah, I don't know what the janitor thought of that. I don't know if the janitor was like, hey, this person's helping me. How nice of them. Or if the janitor was like, why the heck is this person here? It's past school. Please get out. Or in somewhere in between. I don't know. Anyways, next story. I think I was in second grade. Yeah, I was in second grade. I became friends with the bully for some reason. And then there's these card ranks. There is green, yellow, orange, and red. Green meant you were being really good. Yellow meant kind of bad. Green meant most of the time bad, and then red meant really bad. And I've never had to move my card up from green into a different color before then. But oh, by the way, a friend reminded me of this. I had no clue this happened. But one time when I was friends with the bully, we were running around. I was never a bully. I did not pick on anyone. We ran around. I think we were playing like tag or something, and then the teacher said, "Both of you move your card to yellow." And I don't know how the bully reacted, but I was sobbing. I was crying my eyes out. Like, I was so upset. And then I ended up getting ice cream for it. So I don't know if that was just some tactic younger me had to get ice cream, but I got ice cream for it. I got ice cream for having to move my card up to yellow. That's kind of a crazy thing to say. But yeah. Like, I never got detention or anything. Don't worry. I did mess up sometimes, but not usually so big. I've had to move my card up to orange or red or stuff. Have you guys ever had to do that? Let me know. Anyways, it's about to get kind of more crazy. I have 3 more stories to share about that I can remember of things I've done, and then that's about it. So this next story is where basically, shoot, my mind just completely blanked on what I was gonna say. Shoot. Oh, right. Okay. I pictured a water fountain. Now I remember. So basically, my friend, I think my friend knows what my YouTube channel is. She's gonna know exactly who I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna say names because it is not her fault. Okay, don't come go like saying, hey, like the next story is gonna have something to do with this, but don't come at her saying, hey, how dare you do this? That was years ago. Like, I'm fine. We're both still friends, not as close as we were before, but it's chill. We were young, okay? So anyways, but that's for the next story. For the next story, keep that in mind. So basically, she played a prank and pretended she couldn't talk, but she didn't take it that far. She said it was a joke, but like the whole she got the whole class looking because the teacher also noticed. And then I decided to do it back on her, and then I felt bad because I was too scared to admit it was a prank. I had to literally go out and get water and act like my throat was hurting. Somehow the teachers I'm pretty sure they found out because like after that, after school, I still had to keep up the no talking thing. Literally for like the rest of the day. I don't think I kept it up for the rest of the day though because another girl in class, I'm not gonna say names, because that's their own personal business. Um, I did meet up with her again recently, I think. Wait, no, that was a different. No, I met up with no, that's not the same girl. Anyways, she asked, why weren't you talking to your friend that whole time? And I was crying in the halls instantly. I was upset. My friend came, comforted me. She said it was fine. I was so sad. So yeah, I cried in school anytime I made a little mistake. All right, now this next one, I want you to keep in mind what I said. Do not come at her with this. We were really young. She just thought it was a funny prank the whole time. It's fine. We're that did not affect our friendship whatsoever. Probably because we were both too young to understand. But basically, I'm not gonna go too much into the details. I feel bad even saying this, but basically one day, my friend, same friend that did that prank, did another prank and pretended we were slowly like separating, like growing apart. Like, you know how like you're best friends with someone when you're really young and you think you're gonna be best friends for like your whole life, but then suddenly you grow apart. Yeah, she was pranking me, making me think that happened. It started small. Like it started off with her like not sitting with me at the cafeteria, and I was like, oh, that's okay. Well, actually, no, it didn't start off. It started off with just her not talking to me as much. I think I don't know how it exactly started. And also, keep in mind, I'm not one to hold a grudge. I keep these stories in my mind to tell later on because they're kind of funny now. So, anyways, um, basically she started off by not talking to me as much. I was like, oh, okay, maybe she's just busy. Then she moved seats. We used to sit across from each other, and then she moved to seat to diagonally, which is not bad thinking about it now. But they did eventually get to the point where she stopped sitting with me at the cafeteria and other activities. We both did this animal activity thing. I don't remember what it was. It was an extra class for something. And we used to always sit next to each other. We stopped doing that. Then she eventually said, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. I cried once I got home hearing that. Then, after a few days, I don't know how long, but she did tell me it was just a prank. So, yeah, I was like, okay. That might be the reason why I don't like big pranks now. No, that's not the reason. I do not blame anyone for the fact that I don't like pranks. That's my personality. I blame my personality. Anyway, this last one was by far the worst one, and I think I should have had to move my card up to orange for this. Um, so I think this was in second grade. There's this kid who had amazing drawings in their notebook. I don't remember their name. I think they had some sort of thing going. I don't want to. Okay. Pretend I never said that. I took the book. I was flipping through the pages and I was gonna draw in it. And then a teacher came up asking, "Are those your drawings?" I said yes. I panicked and said yes. And then I felt horrible afterwards because I told the teacher that these weren't actually my drawings later on. Like, I think it was a helper teacher. It wasn't actually my main teacher. I They have like an assistant teacher, you know. I don't know if that happened with you guys, but in my grade they had a main teacher and then an assistant teacher. And then I told that assistant teacher that the drawings weren't actually mine. Then I realized the book belonged to someone completely different and it was very special and I just took the thing as my own. I was crying so much. I felt horrible for what I did. I feel like maybe I should have gone either move my card up when we had that card system or gone to the principal's office or something. I feel horrible about that now. Those are probably the worst things I've done. I think there was probably others. I just don't remember them. So yeah, that's probably the worst thing I've done by far. I feel awful. So friends, please let me know from these stories what type of kid school kid you think I was back then, because I have no clue. So thank you friends so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and have an amazing day. Bye friends.